time to catch up with the Pembrokeshire Sports Update with our very own Bill Carne. Very good morning to you, Bill.
Good morning, Tom. How are you? Another nice day in the prospect, although I think there's some rain on the weekend for the cricket, of course. Yeah.
Of course. However, there hasn't been rain in the week. Hasn't it been perfect cricketing conditions for the cup matches in the week?
There's been a huge amount of cricket. If you look at sort of highlights of the week, Tom, for me, the news of the Commonwealth Games participants has really been fantastic. When you think, we're regarded as a backwater, how the heck you look this week? On Monday we've got Lucy Hawkins on, who now lives in Southampton or Sheffield, but her parents and her grandparents are from Branston. Diving, I've seen the pictures of her, I've seen videos. It's scary off that high board, I tell you. So it was lovely to hear about her. Ashley Barnacle in the judo. I've seen Ashley grow through with her judo stuff under Damon Mugabe. Izzy White with bowls, she's always been a top person. And of course, we can include it with the Croft twins from Cardigan, because they have always done well with Dad Guy in the boxing ring. It's just so thrilling. I think that's been absolutely amazing this week. Good news, isn't it?
It is. It's fantastic that our little county's being represented on that Commonwealth stage in the games that are coming up next month in Birmingham. It's really exciting.
Right. Yeah, and I had two treats on the weekend, Tom. I did mention them last week, just to let you know they went. I went to the Fishguard Sports Junior Girls 10th presentation evening in Theatre Gwaun, which you know well, being a thespian. And it was a great occasion organised by Matthew Minty Lamb. 10th time I've been there, and they gave me a little trophy, which was quite nice. I wasn't looking for that. I've never looked for that. And the same, I went to the Vikings presentation in Milford Haven. That was as slick and as smooth and as lovely as any presentation evening I've ever been to in my life. Rachel Gibbs organised that. When we got time, I'll tell you what the little things that she made nice for everybody there. But it included a slate coaster with the Vikings emblem on it. Absolutely fantastic. I had a lovely gift there, which I'll treasure for the rest of my days with the comments on it. So I've had a nice day, nice week, really, with things like that.
It sounds lovely. You're out and about with these different groups, and I have to comment: Pembrokeshire Vikings, brand new, but they know how to run that service and how to keep it going and integrate with the community, don't they?
There must have been 80 or 90 people there, Tom. They had a DJ, a singer, Danny, who I used to teach. I taught the DJ as well. They had a magician there. I could have sat with him for 2 nights. He was amazing. His name was Dave. So that was fantastic as well. But it's the hoil that's there, the support. At the end of the night, they were dancing. All the rugby boys were up dancing. The mixed ability group and the tag team group. Fantastic. It was a night to remember, I tell you.
That's fantastic. And to remember it, you're being quite coy about what you were given, weren't you, Bill? We had a chat yesterday, and it's really touching.
It was very touching. The message on it was a slate with a Vikings emblem and a rugby post with a fella place kicking the ball, and a lovely message. And that means a lot to me. I don't look for it, Tom. I've never charged a penny to go to places. I've got about 300 ties, mind.
You'll never go short for a tie.
And I had a Vikings tie there as well, which was nice. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. You'll be on the pitch next season, Bill. You've got the tie now. And then talking of pitches and ovals, well, there was cup cricket in the week as well, wasn't there?
There was cricket in the week. There's been a host of it. I'll just quickly tell you the Harrison Allen Bowl now. We can say the quarterfinals. Finalists are Langham, Haverfordwest, Branston, and Loreni. And just a quick mention about the games. There was some huge hitting in 2 of them. Haverfordwest had Adam James back. He isn't playing very much these days because he's busy. He only blitzed 7 sixes and 4 fours in 68, which took them to 166 for 8, which is too much for Kilget. You got 131 all it. But perhaps even more influential, Cruselli were doing well against Loreni. Loreni were 32 for 5, and they finished up with 168 for 8. And that was because Thomas Cole, who bats 8 or 9 for them, he only blitzed 9 sixes and finished with 78. A magnificent knock that struck the game. Cruselli battled hard as well. Dan James, who claims to be an all-rounder, proved his worth there. He had 64 for Cruselli as well. But Loreni went through with an 8-run win. And in the other 2 games, excuse me, Carew lost to Langham. Langham played really well there, 139 for 9, and Langham 140 for 5. And that was a real team effort. Several people got decent scores. Several people took wickets. The biggest disappointment of the week, Branston were home to Llecryd, and that was second versus first in the second division, a chance to get to the semi-finals, and Llecryd couldn't field a team.
Gosh.
So Llanrhian went through to the biggest competition in Pembroke. Good luck to them, with a chance now of, in a semi-final, anything can happen. So there was lots of activity there. And in the ladies' cricket, it was quarter-final week for the Clive Huxley Cup. He was a great man with Stackpole. His daughter, Catherine, still plays and played for Wales. Pembroke Dock beat Hook. Pembroke Dock, Sian James had 43. Hook, Sam Rossiter, who's a bit of a correspondent of ours, she had 85 not out, but they still lost. Whitland beat St Ishmael's with great knocks by Lanny Hogben, 63, and Harrod Jenkins, who both retired. Carew were all out for 41 against Burton, which was a shock. And Olivia James, who bowls well, had 32 not out as well. Llywella Scale, 4 for 2. Haverfordwest went through as well on the fact that Loreni couldn't field a team. That was a surprise. So semi-finalists there, Pembroke Dock, Whitland, Burton and Haverfordwest. So lots of cricket action going on. And Ken Morris Trophy has started as well.
Oh, fantastic! It doesn't stop, does it? The cricket season it's so much bigger than I ever knew, because of these different cups for the different divisions as well. So there really is something for everyone to win, isn't there?
Yeah, but it's encapsulated in such a short time. You remember a little while ago, I was raving about the fact I was going to watch some cricket after a winter of hard work and hard weather and disappointment sometimes. We start the second half of the season on Saturday, Tom, weather permitting. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're already there. And so what are you looking forward to this weekend then, Bill?
Well, the cricket is obviously one to watch with that. I mean, there's some big games. Narberth, who are third, entertain Neyland. That's going to, it's still all very tight at the top. The top 7 teams, there's still only about 20 points between them. Langham, who are 5th, by Criselli, who are 4th. Haverfordwest 8th, Saundersfoot 6th. They're all very tight. Carew would be favourites to beat Pembroke Dock, 3rd versus 10th. I hope the Dock can battle back. I can't have favourites in our role, can we? But they come up this year with huge optimism, and they find themselves at the foot of the table. And a big surprise, Loreni was 7th, was 2nd last year, playing St Ishmael's, who were 9th. The big games, Tom, are in Division 2. Burton, who are 3rd, entertain Llecryd, who are top, and Branston, who are 2nd, play Whitland, who are 4th. So it's 3v1, 2v4, and between the 4 of them, there's only 7 points.
Wow! So the table could look very different by the end of the weekend.
Gosh, yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. And then fast forward to Monday evening, as you've mentioned, Commonwealth success from our tiny peninsula over here, of success of being selected for the teams. Isn't that what is it about Pembrokeshire people and being very able at sports? Because this isn't an isolated thing, is it?
No, it's not an isolated thing. There's been others. I think I'm right in saying Izzy White, who's in the bowls from Whitland. This is her 2nd Commonwealth, I think, and she's such a talented player. And people in this area are very committed. I mean, if you said to Lucy Hawkins, who now domiciled in Sheffield, she's had a degree there, and she trains there with the British national team all the time. She's 10 sessions a week. She still regards herself as a Branston girl. If she didn't, her granddad, Reg Phillips, who was one of the best wicketkeepers ever came out of this county, he'd kill her, because he's still, although he went to work with Fawley, with SO years ago, he's still in Southampton. He's a Pembrokeshire boy and a Herbie boy through and through as well. And I think that plays a part in it, that determination to do well, but to be proud of your county, this county, our county, when they move away and for work or whatever. That I think that's part of it.
Pembrokeshire stays with you regardless of where you are. That's certainly my experience as well. Well, it's an exciting run up to this Commonwealth Games. Izzy, of course, is going to be a baton relayer as well from Goodwick and Fishguard when it comes to the county as well. It's so very exciting.
And I hope I'll be there. I hope I'll be able to cheer her on. Talking about the interviews on Monday on your live part of the show, Tom, which is going from success to success. Tom Davis is on for the 2nd year. Last year, he came on to preview the inaugural Aled Davis Memorial T20 in memory of his dad, obviously Aled, who I'd say was one of the most hugely respected cricketers in Pembrokeshire and died tragically all too early. So the 2nd T20 competition there, it's a competition that people will want to be in. I think Carew and Criselli will always be there. Loreni, the 3 little stellar points in that village area, and one other, I'm not sure who's going to be invited this year, but it will be a great occasion, guaranteed. And we'll have some stuff from there, I'm sure, as well. And then in our hour, we have interviews. I'm talking to Dan Davis. If you remember, he had a weightlifting gold in Austria recently. He's only 16. And I did plan to interview Grace Morris, who's 14. She was the first winner in that competition, but she wasn't well. So we're going to talk to her in the near future. There's a little talent, that one. And then I'm also going to be talking to someone. I was thrilled to meet her, a young lady called Evelyn Thomas. I know her dad, Martin, well, from Hook and Langham Sport. She just won her first paralifting gold. I got to get that right. Paralifting gold in the weightlifting up in Bangor in North Wales. So we've got loads of people on there. Fraser's talking to Ashley Barnacle as well, but a Commonwealth appearance, and he's going to have a couple of others as well. So it's going to be packed on Monday night.
Another packed, fast 2 hours from 7 p.m. on Monday evening. So be sure to tune in. And of course, Bill, thank you for your time this morning. It is Feel Good Friday. You're kicking it off with your song selection. What are we starting off with after Traffic and Travel?
Well, I make no apologies for the fact that my musical knowledge extends only to 1971. So if you take the 60s, I'm hoping you let me next week to have a Beatles song, which I think is one of the best ever.
Nice.
But this week, The Searchers. Now, I could sing this, but I don't want to turn you folks off. Needles and Pins. It came out in the 60s. I've seen them perform it at least six times, and I sing along with gusto. Nobody asking you with all the noise there. So, Needles and Pins.
There you go. I'll be sure to turn your microphone down, Bill. And yes, Needle Pins is on the way with Traffic and Travel coming in the meantime. Thank you so much, Bill, for your time again on this Pembrokeshire Sports Update on a Friday morning.
Nice to see you. I'll give you a ring sometime soon. Ta-ra, everybody.
What's in the Box with Ben Goby, featuring the